Good evening to one and all present here. I am Trinisha Bhattacharya from CE and CR. We welcome you all to today's webinar on the topic Case Study on Construction of 351 feet high statue of Lord Shiva at Nathdwara in Rajasthan, India. This webinar is organized by Indian Concrete Institute, New Delhi Center in association with Civil Engineering and Construction Review, powered by Revered Media Private Limited. We would like to begin this webinar by welcoming Engineer Mayank Rawal, who is the Director of Asian Laboratories and Co-Chairman of Indian Concrete Institute, New Delhi Center. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I, Mayank Rawal, Co-Chairman of Indian Concrete Institute, New Delhi Center. Welcome you all. It's my great pleasure to invite you all today for the 9th webinar in the series of our webinar series Center is holding every week. Today's presentation is on the construction of 351 feet high statue of Lord Shiva at Nathdwara in Rajasthan, India. I welcome the eminent speaker, Dr. Abhay Gupta ji, for such an interesting topic. I also would like to welcome today's moderator, Dr. VVL Kantarao ji. I welcome ICI New Delhi Center team and welcome ICI President Headquarter, Engineer Vinay Gupta ji, ICI Vice President North, Engineer Supradeep Das ji, Chairman New Delhi Center, Engineer Rajiv Singhal ji, our Honorary Secretary and today's moderator, Dr. VL Kantarao ji. I also would like to welcome our media partner, Revered Media and CECR, Mr. Prabir Bhattacharya ji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Now, we would like to welcome Engineer Rajiv Singhal, who is the Chief Engineer in CPWD and Chairman of Indian Concrete Institute, New Delhi Center. We welcome you, sir. Sir, you are on mute.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. I am Rajiv Singhal, Chief Engineer CPWD and Chairman of New Delhi Center of ICI. I welcome you all to this webinar on construction of 351 feet high statue of Lord Shiva at Nathdwara in Rajasthan by Mr. Abhay Gupta, who is a consultant from Skeleton Consultants. We have been holding these webinars online continuously since 31st of July. And this is our 9th webinar, continuous webinar in that series. And I would request that all of you keep attending and motivating us by having large presence in the webinars. New Delhi Center is one of the 44 centers of ICI. ICI is a non-profit organization which aims to promote use of concrete technology and encourage technological advancements in this field. ICI has got 13,000 members all over the country. And in New Delhi Center, we have got 300 members. Even though Delhi has a huge population of civil engineers as the capital of the country, I would request those who are attending this webinar and those who have not become a member of ICI so far to kindly take membership of this organization. We not only publish relevant journals and books, we also continuously organize webinars on contemporary topics in concrete technology. So you will be all benefited if you join ICI. So I would again request you to take membership, and the membership details are available on our website, or otherwise you can contact any office bearer of New Delhi Center to become member of this organization. We also plan to hold one international seminar, ESICON, Ecstasy in Concrete Construction, on 24th and 25th of September in 2020, but we could not hold it due to this pandemic situation. So now we try to hold it next year in the first quarter, if this situation permits us. And at that time, we will inform you all about the schedule of that seminar. With all these words, I welcome you all to this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Introducing to you all Engineer Supradeep Das, who is the current Vice President North of Indian Concrete Institute and Vice Chairman of BIS CED 41 Committee. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Trinisa, and thank you, Rajiv ji also. Good afternoon to all. I welcome all the participants, attendees in this weekly webinar being organized by ICI NDC in association with CNC, powered by Revert Media. I also welcome today's guest speaker, Dr. Abhay Gupta. I had a chance of listening to this presentation just a couple of days back. That is a case study of construction of 351 feet high statue of Lord Shiva at Nathdwara, and has been found to be very informative. So I requested Dr. Gupta to present the same for the New Delhi Center, benefit of the New Delhi Center members, and he has readily agreed. So today he'll be talking about that statue. I would also like to congratulate office bearers of NDC, the new office bearers of NDC, and for the smooth conduction of webinar, which started in the month of July. As a VP of the North Zone, I would like to introduce the ICI and would like to present a brief details of the workings of ICI. So I will now start the slide. Is it okay?
No, this is regarding waterproofing.
Sorry. No. Oh, sorry. Just a minute.
Yeah, this is fine. This is okay.
But how to go for a full screen?
You go to that this tab on this side, na? You select the third tab. You see the you can see this golden mark at the bottom. इसको third वाला ले लीजिए. यहाँ 66% लिखा है ना नीचे. It is written 66%. उसका adjacent जो है icon उसको दबाइए.
नहीं, मेरे में आ ही नहीं रहा 66%.
आपके में नहीं दिख रहा है.
चलिए मैं चालू करता हूँ. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You can see the slides.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So Indian Concrete Institute, as Mr. Rajiv Singhal has already explained to you the working of ICI. It is basically in the service of promoting the concrete technology and construction. We have a new website, that is indianconcreteinstitute.org. It has got lots of information. I would request the participants and the attendees to visit this site and get the benefit of whatever has been mentioned in that. ICI was founded in 1982 at its headquarters at Chennai. We have got around 44 centers and 13,000 members. We also have 351 organizational members and 267 student chapters. The main objectives of ICI to promote growth of concrete construction and its sub-specializations, to disseminate knowledge and information for needs of changing concept, to train personnel, collaborate with national, international agencies in creating better understanding of concrete construction technology, to identify R&D issues, encourage outstanding achievements in concrete construction, to collaborate with national and international agencies like ACI, ACF, Singapore Concrete Institute of Australia, etc., to institute and distribute awards for achievement in concrete construction technology, to arrange lecture series of selected topics. ICI also organizes periodical seminars, conferences, workshops. It publishes quarterly journals containing peer-reviewed technical papers. ICI also offers advisory service to industry for problem solving in design, construction, maintenance, and repairs. It has on its fold the captains of construction industry, building material manufacturers, leading consultant, designers, civil engineers, contractors, academicians, educational institutions, lab equipment manufacturers, all aspects of the concrete and its construction. Knowledge dissemination through workshops, seminars, webinars, conferences, exhibitions, seminars, training program, technical documents. We have around 10 technical committees picked up from the various aspects of the concrete and construction, and they have formed a technical committees on various issues, starting from fiber reinforced to mechanized sand. And out of this technical committees, we also have technical publications. These are all available in our website, a soft copy, and anybody wants a hard copy can write to the center's chairman, secretary, vice president, or the headquarter. You will get, and these are very, very informative technical publications. We have a joint initiative with government bodies, CPWD, CBRI, BIS, BMTPC, municipal bodies, state PWDs, IRC. Lot of our life members are connected with IRC, BIS, CPWD in formulating the specifications. ICI, in line with the Center's award, ICI also has got annual awards. They start from lifetime achievement, outstanding concrete technologies, best paper on in ICI journal, best paper on innovative construction, Dr. A. Ramakrishna Award for best project, outstanding pre-stressed concrete structure, Young Scientist Award. As Mr. Singhal told him that we are also have two branded international events, ASECON and IWC. ASECON we are, and these are the celebrated once in 4 years and 5 years respectively. And these are two unique platforms where the experts from all over the world participate and share their experience. ASECON, we are supposed to, the New Delhi Center was supposed to organize this ASECON in 2020, but due to this pandemic, it has now been postponed and likely to be held in the first quarter of 2021. The details will be given to everybody once it is finalized. Concrete Day, it is the 7th September every year we celebrate. This is the day when this ICI was formed, and this is being celebrated by all the centers, almost 44 centers of the ICI all over the country. We have got student chapter, and educational institution having more than 50 students in civil and allied engineering can have a membership of the student chapter of ICI. And these are the guidelines. So our growth is undated, goals are high, targets are far reaching. We remain committed to the society at large and concrete lovers in particular. As you all know that ICI NDC has collaborated with CNCR, powered by Revered Media, for all online and physical events. The webinar today is the 8th in the series of this association, and we propose to have many more such events online in future. I would now present CNCR and Revered Media to you all. Thank you.
Civil Engineering and Construction Review, a leading infrastructure monthly on methods, materials, and machinery. Celebrating 34 years of publication. CE&CR is India's #1 infrastructure monthly news journal for the past 34 years. We have been providing discerning knowledge and an unmatched coverage of the construction sector since 1988. Get social with the largest online construction media network of India. Civil Engineering and Construction Review provides a valuable, informative, unmatched high-quality content. It is the most circulated magazine in India, having a readership over 17 countries worldwide. Google rank #1 under the search of Civil Engineering Magazine India and Construction Magazine India. We have a 5-star rating as well. Currently stands at 58,000 plus followers on Facebook. 16,500 plus industry professionals connected on LinkedIn. You can also find us on other social media platforms such as Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and SoundCloud. No one around us in India. CE&CR has been awarded the prestigious Best News Magazine by CIDC in the year 2014 and 2019. Best Publication Award by the ACCEI in 1991. Designated for International Quality Summit Award in Gold category in Paris by bid in the year 2012. We cover topics such as roads and pavements, bridges, construction equipment, concreting, precast, high-rise structures, waterproofing, and many more. CE and CR is read by construction companies, contractors, builders, government departments, public sector undertakings, building material and equipment manufacturers, consultant and architectural engineers, research institutes, polytechnics and colleges. Connect with the most circulated and trusted magazine in India.
Introducing Revered Media, a 360 degrees logistics solutions of business events. Who we are and what we do. Revered Media is an independent, full-service, professional logistics solutions company for business events. We specialize in corporate events with end-to-end event project management. Our commitment is to see each event through from the start to finish, while keeping the goals, vision, budget, and our clients' needs in mind at all times. We manage your events from conceptualization to execution, saving you the long hours, late nights, and endless emails so that you can focus on what's essential to you. We represent leading international exhibition organizers for promotion of their shows in India as well. Our unique selling proposition are: we have a focused and contemporary approach, wide contacts, rich experience in conceiving and managing high-profile events, working within deadlines and budget with maximum mileage and strong marketing instincts. We specialize in various types of events such as webinars, seminars, conferences, exhibitions, social media marketing, EDMs and e-newsletters, workshops, promotional advertisement and designing, public relations, product launch, award ceremonies, road shows, and many more. Our vision includes growth, innovation, affordability, and quality services. Contact us and join hands with Revered Media.
Introducing to you all our moderator for the day, Dr. VVL Kanta Rao. He is the Senior Principal Scientist in Bridge Engineering and Structures Division, CSIR, CRRI, and Honorary Secretary of Indian Concrete Institute, New Delhi Center. We welcome you, sir.
Hello, good afternoon all. To this webinar, today's webinar, I am Dr. Kanta Rao from CRRI. I am Honorary Secretary of ICA New Delhi Center. Now it's my proud privilege to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Abhay Gupta. Trisha, can you show? Yeah. Dr. Abhay Gupta did his, he's working as a director, Skeleton Consultants Private Limited, Noida. He did his BE Civil in 1981 and ME Structures from SGSITS Indore. He did PhD from University of Roorkee, now IIT Roorkee, in the area of aerodynamic inference in tall rectangular buildings, wind tunnel studies in 1996. He has more than 30 years of experience in the field of civil engineering, construction, and structural design. He is the founder director of ESCOM Consultants Private Limited, Noida. He is a principal consultant for establishment of India's first international state-of-the-art wind engineering application center, wind tunnel. He worked as a vice president and business unit head of structural design and detailing at a multinational integrated engineering consultancy organization, Messrs. iGen Technical Services Private Limited. He's also worked as the vice president engineering at ERA Building Systems Limited, and of course many more. Dr. Gupta is a fellow of Institute of Engineers, Indian Association for Structural Engineers, and a life member of Indian Geographical Society, Indian Society of Engineering, Indian Roads Congress, Indian Society of Earthquake Technology, and associated with several other professional bodies. He was also the vice president of ISWE and National Executive Committee member of IGS, and currently GC member in ISTE and a referee for IR journals for the Bridge Engineering Division. Dr. Gupta was a member of BIS subcommittee CED 43 for foundations of buildings and currently representing in the CED 57 cyclone resistant housing and CED 46 committee, steel structures. Dr. Abhay Gupta has also served as one of the editors for International Journal of Wind Engineering. He has vast experience in the areas of RC and steel designing, construction management, teaching and research, and team building, imparting leadership to a group of people in the pursuit of achieving individual and organizational goals. Currently having experience of design, coordination, review, mentoring, execution, etc. for more than 500 projects of RCC, steel in building, industry and infrastructure sector, etc. More than 30 years of experience of teaching, research, supervision, and evaluation with several academic and R&D institutions and VIS. With this brief, his bio is very long. With this brief introduction, I welcome our today's speaker, Dr. Abhay Gupta ji, to present us about the construction of the tall Shiva statue in Nathdwara. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rao. Very generous words. I'm thankful to ICI Delhi chapter, NDC. I'm thankful to Mr. Supratik Das, my good friend, who gave me this opportunity to interact with all the members of ICI NDC, plus many civil engineers across the country, and to share my experiences of working on a very unique project. Thank you, Mr. Mayank Rawal, and all the office bearers of ICI NDC and members. Thank you to CECR and Revert Media also for publicizing this event on a larger scale. These are very different kind of projects which we don't do every day, and the role of media is very, very important, particularly the kind of articles, the stories, the information we get from CE and CR. It really helps knowledge enhancement of each one of us. So I'm sure that this project will also be going to the civil engineering community in large number, and people would like to visit the site, go there, understand the complications of the structure and the way it is standing. So thank you again. I'll start sharing my screen now so that I can take you through a journey of how this has been conceived and how this has come up well. It is now complete statue in the construction sequence. This visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
It is visible. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. So introduction slide. This is the statue which we are discussing, but in general, this is a case study I am taking. And through this, I'll be narrating the story of how such gigantic statues are made. This was first one which we got an opportunity to work by the grace of the God. And then we were involved with a team of excellent people. Such projects are always done with a good teamwork. And I'm very happy that in today's webinar, at least I could see the name of Mr. Munish Nasa. Mr. Munish Nasa he was the project head, project in charge of this project on the site. So he has also joined this webinar today. Mr. Rajesh Mehta, I think he is also there from the Mirage Group side, project head. And I believe Mr. Naresh Kumar, the sculptor, Murtikar of this project, who is one of the most important persons for such a project, he is also there. So I'm happy that these team people are there, and without the contribution of each one of them, such a thing cannot be achieved, such a dream cannot be made a reality. So you can see the gigantic, the magnificent statue is compared to the surroundings. The buildings you see on the background are not the actual existing building, but they are imaginary that in future development they may happen like that. And all the park which you see in the front is all going to be developed there. It is most of the part has been completed. When we say gigantic statue, when I say 351 feet, it is like a 35-story building, but it is not a building. We see the complicated buildings like this, which I am showing you. When we say it is gigantic, it is huge, a complex network of these structural members, but it is not like a bridge, but it is in magnitude, you can say, yeah, it's like that. It is comparable to that. Large industrial structures are also complex and huge. We have got chimneys and ATC towers. We have got many structures which are magnificent and big, but this is the statue which is in height 351, in volume it is huge, but different than what I have shown you all these structures. This is how it looks from a distance. You can see it from about 20 kilometers from Nathdwara. This is the project layout where on a land of around 15 acres, this is situated on the top, the statue where it is shown, you can see, and there are several other facilities which are being created as a complete entertainment, as a complete tourist spot, you can say. This is a picture taken from drone during the construction, and you can see the other construction going on. 351 feet visible from 20 kilometer. Exposed surface area is 20,000 square meter. 2 lakh square foot is the concrete skin. 250 years is the design life. Wind speed 250 kilometers per hour. Structural steel consumed is 2650 metric ton, and reinforcement around 2700 metric ton. Concrete in statue is 8500 metric ton. 2 lakh square or 20,000 square meter with an average thickness of say around 300 millimeter, 3 to 400 millimeter. You can say that much of the concrete is there. There are 3 staircases and 4 elevators, and there are galleries at 110 feet, 270 feet, and 280 feet. You can see those arrows, those red arrows, they indicate galleries by the side of the shoulders, where people can come out and have a look around the statue on the top. And the 4 elevators which you see, one of them goes up to 320 feet height, right in the middle of this statue. I'll show the configuration. This is the team, Mirage Group, Mr. Madan Paliwalji, Honorable Chairman. He took the this project and inspired all of us. Mr. Naresh Kumar from Mathuram Art Center, who is the Murtikar, who made the thoughts of Mr. Paliwal, converted them into a small statue and then enlarged it and gave us a complete, you can say, scan data for working. We did the structural engineering. Professor Prem Krishna, many of you might be aware of knowing his name from IIT Roorkee. He was the proof consultant on this project, and with his blessings, we did the design work successfully. And Shapurji Palonji is the company which did the excellent work. I must appreciate that Shapurji did excellent work of steel fabrication, erection, and concrete skin and everything. Mr. Naresh also did the work of glass fiber molds, which are used in the casting of the cast in situ skin. The entire skin is a cast in situ skin, and whatever features you see on the skin, they are all cast in situ concrete. Nothing is a rendering, nothing is an external plaster or anything external done. Everything is completely cast in situ using the glass fiber mold. I'll explain you that in detail. About skeleton, you might be knowing. Those who don't know, they may refer to the website also. So I'll not read all these things. Friends, we say statue. India is a country where several statues have been made in the past and are being made. There are stone statues, single stone statues, but these days now we see a different variety, gigantic statues where internal structure may be RCC or steel, and the external skin is either of concrete, glass fiber, or metal cladding. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel statue, as we see, is a metal cladding over steel frame, and that's the tallest standing statue as on date. This statue on the left side, Lord Shiva statue, 351 feet. It is 351 when the sitting posture is there, but when it becomes, if it becomes standing, then it will be like 550 feet high structure. So if like I am standing 5.5 feet. When I sit on a chair, I measure only 3.5 feet. So every organ, everything is of a 550 feet size. So it becomes much more complex when it is in a sitting position. In the middle, Hanumanji statue in Toronto, we did the designing here. Mr. Naresh Kumar did the entire Murtikala and also made it here and then shipped to Toronto and erected it there. Solan Hanumanji, 161 feet high. I'll show you more pictures of this. And on the right hand side, many of you must have seen this 121 feet high Hanumanji. When we take a turn from Goal Pahadi towards Gurgaon in Faridabad, you see this beautiful Hanuman statue, again done by Mr. Naresh Kumar. So all the structural engineering done by us, and I'll show you how that thing is handled, particularly from the structural engineer or design perspective. Some more statues where we are working, Alwar, Tapukada, 72 feet, 51 feet. Many people are coming up with the new statues. Koradi, the left hand side is near Nagpur, 151 feet high Hanumanji. Then Ramchandraji coming up at Guna in MP, 101 feet high. You can see the very graceful posture of Lord Hanuman, Ramchandraji. Worldwide, there are statues. I'll just take you through some of them. That there are stone statues of different height. You can see the scale. Statue of Liberty is one of the statue which is in construction similar to this Lord Shiva statue. Internal steel structure and external skin is there. You can see similar kind of the construction was there. But that is a comparatively little smaller. This is 93 meters. Statue of Liberty total. Yeah. Then Jesus Christ at many places with open arms. Like this, various construction sequences are there. In India also, Vijayawada, we have got a huge temple, statue of Hanumanji. Then the number 8 is Statue of Unity, which I was just describing, 597 feet. The middle one, Shiva Smarak Lord Shivaji, which is proposed and which is yet to start. There are some more issues linked to such statues, so they are being handled. The 10th number is Dr. Ambedkar in Mumbai. Earlier the height was 250 feet, then 350, and probably I heard that now they are proposing to further increase it. So there are many Dr. Ambedkar statues which are coming up in the country. Then some more statues worldwide and in India. Tea time also in between. So in particular, talking about 351 feet high Lord Shiva statue as a case study to explain you. So this is a 351 feet high, 250 years of design life, and this comes under high importance factor category as per IS 1893 from the seismic considerations. Internal structure to cater for the load and for the longevity, a dual system means steel beam column frame with concrete shear walls is provided. All the elevators have the concrete core shear wall which takes care of the lateral forces. And also the steel members provide the flexibility of configuration and reduced self-weight also. Temple Smith has done the sculpture part. Temple Smith means Mr. Naresh Kumar's office. They did this. These are the various stages of the construction. The leftmost are the section core which goes right up to the 320 feet high, and people can go up to there. Then there's a model from the software, image from the software, and different stage construction where you can see the concrete core going up and steel skeleton by the side. Extremely complex. So how to handle this complexity? When even if it is a standing statue like this, there is a little simpler, but again at every level there is a variation of the geometry, and so there is a complicacy. Generally, the life of all such statues is 100 years or more, not less than that, because they are monumental important. This is Solan Hanumanji, for which we also were recognized by Limca Book of Records. Highest standing statue in hills of Lord Hanumanji. So this has been entered in the Limca Book of Records as well. Faridabad Hanumanji, now almost complete finished. Friends, those who are structural engineers or civil engineers, they would like to know how actually this is done. In case of buildings, we have a prismatic geometry. At every floor level, we have got the floor layout. We can place the columns, and those columns take the vertical loads and the lateral loads, the frame which makes column and beam, and we are able to arrange it floor wise. But in case of statues, the geometry is not repeated. I'll say every feet height you move up and the geometry is different. So there is a complicacy. So in all above, the complicacy lies in identifying the plan layout at various levels. With the aid of latest technology of 3D scanning and digitization, we are able to generate the cross section at any desired level. This job is done at the sculptures part. They make a small mock-up first and then enlarge it, scan it, make another model, then again scan, then again take the approval of the client that whether this posture is okay, you want to make any changes. If they want to make changes, they make changes again, and they again make a mock-up, scan it. So once the posture is final, when the size reaches to about say 1:20 kind of the thing, suppose 100 feet statue we have to make, so about 5 feet high mock-up, that gives a true representation of the expressions, you can say. And then it is finally scanned, and when we get that scanned data, we get it like this. You can see varying geometry at every level. Now, depending on the complicacy, we can ask whether we need the scanned data at every 3 feet or 5 feet or 10 feet height. So our sculpture friend, team member, they are able to give us that scanned data, and that has got a common reference axis, you can see, and we arrange them all one above the other to get a complete picture of the variation in the geometry. Once this is done, right from here, so a small mock-up, in case of Lord Shiva statue, we started with a small mock-up of 8 inches size, which was then enlarged to 7 feet size, okay, and then studied again, and then it was to 14 feet. So when it was 14 feet, final corrections were done, and this 14 feet was like 1:24 scale of the original. 351 by 14 makes 24 approximately. So when we got this all, now this is the final scanning done, and of this 1:24 scale, and we got the scan data. For this, very good machines are available, digitizers are there in the office of good sculptures. So Mr. Naresh Kumar and our team did the good work. Then it is then another you can say very challenging task starts after this, making the structural frame. I have just displayed you 3 different levels. There are several levels. In a 351 feet high, there may be about 70 levels. At every 5 feet, there will be a variation in the geometry. Geometry variation may be there at every feet, but probably to reduce the excessive work and to make it practical, we took the scan data at every 5 feet, and then we tried to plot a grid between them and try to see which portion is really going up to the top, where we can put the concrete core walls, which can go up to a maximum height. So the middle, the main big one, which you see here, this wall, I don't know whether my arrow is visible or not. This one is the main core wall, which goes up to 320 feet high. These 2 walls, they will stop at a little lower, means about 110 feet, they will stop there, where the wide gallery is there. And some of these portions of the framing, we observe that they remain, they get terminated. They do not continue. So we have to discontinue those columns there at those levels. But at some places, situation is like this. The west portion is thin, is narrow, is like slim, and shoulders are wide. So some of the additional structural elements we have to add from the upper level, which are very challenging tasks. So we have to add a truss kind of, cantilever trusses kind of the arrangements, frames kind of the arrangements in the entire structure, which are rigidly connected to these concrete cores. So all that exercise takes a good amount of time, and it really requires a good amount of the experienced structural engineer to work on that. So our team did this all. For every statue, we have to do like this. This is another statue, that's Solan Hanumanji, where at each level, you can see 6.1 meter and 9.15 meter. Though the overall plan is smaller, but again, you have to be careful that which structural member is going to continue and which has to be terminated or a little bit inclined somewhere or to be shifted even. You have to do all those things. So that is one of the most complicated thing which we learned. See, for us also, it was a first experience. Before this, neither me nor anybody in the country did such kind of a structure. But somehow we were lucky enough to get engaged into this project. It is a very interesting story, friends, how we got into this project. I had no connection to Mirage Group in any form. Neither I was knowing Mr. Naresh Kumar. It was all God's blessings and Lord Shiva's choice that we should get involved into this. So this project came to me somewhere in the end of 2013, December 2013, when I got a call from Mirage Group office. Colonel Sanjeev Argal, who was the then project head there, he called me. But then I realized that 2 months back when Diwali festival was there, generally on Diwali, we would be gifting Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji photograph or idol or choti small murtis to our friends, relatives and well-wishers and clients. But on that Diwali, I received a box carrying small Lord Shiva idol. I was surprised that how is this? Who has sent me this Lord Shiva as a gift? And there was no name. I was unable to recognize who sent me that. But anyway, since Lord Shiva came, I, with all respect and honors, we kept them into our office puja and started worshipping. And you won't believe that after 1.5 months, by the year end, I got this call that there is such and such project and we have been referred your name from somewhere, and would you be interested in doing the proof checking of the project? Somebody else was a structural consultant. So I said, yes, with pleasure. And then I had a meeting at Nareshji's studio with the chairman, Sri Madan Paliwal. It was a meeting lasting for about 15-20 minutes or half an hour. And he explained me that I want this to be 250 years. I want this project to be completed. So I just asked him that, sir, I believe that you are not only interested in starting this project, but also completing. So he said, yes, yes, why not? I said, okay, then I have some suggestions. So I gave him some suggestions. He was very happy. And he asked his PA that, okay, appoint him as a proof consultant. But after about half an hour, when he left from that studio, his PA called me that, sir, we have decided to go on your thoughts, and now you are our principal consultant, and the other consultant will not be continuing. So you will not be proof consultant, you will be principal consultant. And proof consultant, you decide who will be. So there, I suggested the name of Professor Prem Krishna, and then he was made proof consultant. So this is how the project came to us. And then the challenge was to deliver. Never done such a project. And then everything we thought with the support of all our team members, that this is the way we can do it. And naturally, there were challenges when first time doing, but now we are thoroughly into statue designing. We have done about 8 or 10 such statues of various heights and sizes, and we are very comfortable working on them. But this was extremely complex in terms that the entire internal skeleton was a 3-dimensional variation where nothing was repeated as we move above. So we used the software like ETABS and STAT, both softwares we worked on. We wanted to be very, very sure that there should not be any software issue at least. So we checked the results with both. And then for detailing, earlier we thought that AutoCAD would be able to do. We never realized that between 2 horizontal planes, there are several irregular members running in all the directions. We'll have to add to match the geometry. So when that came, certainly AutoCAD was not the solution. So we moved on to Tekla through an outsource agency, which they were experts of Tekla. and really wonderful job done. And I appreciate the Tekla software for that they made our working, the detailing of this project comfortable for us. Whatever drawings were drawn out of Tekla, all connection details and everything. And Shapurji did excellent job in the under the guidance of Rajesh Mehtaji and Mr. Munish Nasa, that the project was smoothly completed, though it took a little longer time, but fantastic working. Even any technical person, if goes to the site, I'm sure will be able to take them inside this structure, inside the statue also. The general public will go on the outside, and inside only those areas were allowed. But I'm sure that if a technical visit is there, I'll be able to take you through inside to see the internal detailing of this structure. I'll show you some of the photographs of that. So this was the STAD model, and these are the structural drawings sections in that we made. There are several challenges in this project. If I talk about right from beginning, first of all, geometry was a challenge. Then material selection. So we decided that we'll go for the steel skeleton inside and RCC. RCC of what grade? Because the skin is 2 lakh square feet area, and we cannot provide a joint. So what kind of a concrete? So mixed design was a challenge. Shrinkage cracks certainly can't be tolerated, can't be allowed, even with the 250 years of life. So specially designed concrete mixed by Engineering College Kota, well tested for durability, has been used. I'll share the details. Then we also use the steel sections of 350 MPa supplied by JSPL. Galvanized high tension bolts were there. Then another big challenge was the foundation. This entire statue is situated on a hillock, which is 50 meters high. Now, when we did the geological investigation, it was not simply geotechnical. We did the geological investigations also. It was revealed that there is a 70-degree inclined layers of the rocks. Now, the stability was an issue. Though Nathdwara doesn't come under an active seismic zone, but you never know in 250 years what change is going to happen. So we considered that 0.36 PGL, like means as per the zone 4, the highest in India, we will take an importance factor 2, so it will be 0.72. So it will be like reaching to 1G. That kind of a forces we have considered in the design. So for that, a sliding may happen anytime. So Sengers helped us in that. Many of you might be knowing the name of Mr. Ravi Sundaram and his office Sengers. Sengers did the entire geotechnical investigation, and they also helped us in designing the rock anchors. So the entire foundation has been rock anchored. So 8-meter long anchors, 7 meter into the rock by drilling 75 dia bores, and then putting the 32 mm bar, and then grouting with the cementitious grout, 1 meter entering into the raft foundation. That kind of a anchoring we have done. The capacity of anchors in shear is 100% equal to the lateral base shear, ignoring completely the friction or the gravity resistance offered. We have considered nothing. The entire lateral base shear has been considered to be resisted by the rock anchors. So that was a big challenge which has been successfully dealt with. Another challenge which you can see here, you see a Trishul by the side of Lord Shiva. This Trishul starts from 110 feet level, though it starts from bottom itself, but freestanding part starts from 110 feet level, goes up to 280 feet, means 170 feet freestanding Trishul is there. Okay, so 170 feet freestanding, and since as per the concept of the sculpture and as per the thought of the sponsor, Mr. Madan Paliwalji, that statue had to be freestanding, no support. So we designed this 170 feet aerodynamic Trishul stem and the trident like that. For that, what we did, I'll explain. So another challenge was, because this is 250 years statue, irregular geometry, not a building. So wind forces would be another challenge. So the next challenge was estimating the wind forces. For that, the best way was to do the wind tunnel testing. And we we got a very good support from our friends in Australia, Windtech. Dr. Tony Roffel and his team did the excellent work of doing the wind tunnel testing. So 1:200 scale model, you see this yellow color model in the wind tunnel has been made using the ABS thermoplastic. They made this model, instrumented it, tested it. We went to Sydney, we observed the entire testing, we had discussions with their team, myself, Mr. Rajesh Mehta, Professor Prem Krishna, we all went to Sydney, Naresh Kumarji, we all went to Sydney, and we studied the entire thing like this on a turntable. As maybe sometimes in future we'll have a separate session on the wind tunnel testing of these kind of structures. So that time I'll explain you in more detail, but I'll show you more, little more here. Methodology for the analysis, we applied the how to calculate now the wind forces. By the time wind tunnel testing was done, we had to do a preliminary analysis. So we divided the entire statue into the strips, slices of 1.5 meter vertically, and then calculated the effective area projected, and then applied the wind force. But how much wind force? The basic wind of Nathdwara as per IS code, though it was there considered, but we got some very good inputs from our Australian team by using the instruments at 3 airports, nearby airports, and then we worked out the site specific wind speed for a 250 years of return period. We also calculated the 250-year return period wind speed using the table 1 and the coefficients given below that. So with all that and reviewed by Professor Prem Krishna, we applied the lateral forces of wind and seismic both, and we did the analysis. Now the two analysis, one, when the frame has been erected, the steel frame with the core walls, and the other analysis when the skin will be cast. So friends, when the skin is not there, that time earthquake force as well as the wind force will be much less, because ultimately when the skin will be there, then only the wind will be registered, then only the mass will be added, so earthquake will be generated. So we had to do a two analysis, without skin, with skin. Now without skin, the overall stiffness of structure was not that significant, but when we modeled the skin, the concrete skin, the stiffness was increased by 8 times. Extremely rigid structure it became, and you can see the pyramidal shape almost from top to bottom. So it behaved like a very rigid structure. We also did one more, there was one more challenge now, another thing coming down to the skin design. So skin was supported by steel frame from behind, but there was significant wind pressure. But beyond wind pressure, there was one more aspect. Nathdwara is a location where temperature varies. In summer, if you go there, you will have 50 degrees, 48 to 50 degrees Celsius outside. And inside the statue with a 250 mm thickness concrete skin, the inside temperature would be almost 15-20 degrees less inside. So there was a chance, or there was an expectation, anticipation of thermal gradient, which is going to be set up across the skin, which will lead to cracking if not properly dealt, if not properly treated. So we did the analysis of the skin for the thermal gradient and used compounds in the concrete plus the reinforcement for that, so that we can, you can say, minimize the cracks. By the grace of the God, the statue skin casting has been completed about 3 years back, as on date. Manish Nasaji can confirm in chat box that yes, and Rajesh Mehta ji, that about 3 years it is there. And in 3 years, I have recently visited also. In this January, I was there. I went again up to the top and I saw that externally there is absolute no cracking, even no fine hair crack is also there on the entire 2 lakh square foot skin or the trident part. So the trident also is behaving well. While we did the wind tunnel testing, the gap, because the trident is standing by the side of Lord Shiva's head, so the gap between the two is less, and there is a chance of funnel effect between the two. And because of that funnel effect, statue is rigid enough, but the trident, the trishul, is flexible, so there would be an aerodynamic oscillation of that. So that testing has also been done in the Sydney wind tunnel only for the trident behavior. And whatever forces they have given, according to that, we have designed the stem. This is that picture of aerodynamic forces on the trident part. This is the model. This is the wind tunnel. And this is the instrumented model. You can see, I'll show you this. Each red dot which you see is a pressure tubing. The entire skin has been you can say, instrumented with the pressure tubing. So the entire skin has been monitored for the pressure. And if you want to see, I'll show you. Soon there will be an image which is coming up on the screen. Do you see a white screen right now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
It is widescreen.
Yeah.
So soon we'll have an image.
I think it's loading probably.
Is it a video?
It's a not video, it's an animation.
Animation, okay.
Okay. Okay.
It's an animation. Wait. Yeah. Yeah. Now is it a black screen?
No. White only.
It's white only.
Hmm.
I think it is loading because there's a blue circle which is moving. So it must be loading.
No, I see that it's not. It should work. We have time up to 5:30.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. I must be careful about that. Just a moment. I think it's not working from here. I'll play it separately and then show you. You are able to see the Shiva statue wind tunnel
Yes,
testing
yes, yes, sir.
pictures?
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. What is wrong here? Give me a moment.
Sure.
I was trying to show one image, one JPG, but I think that's not working. So I'll skip that for now.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. I'll skip that for now. And we'll go back to the presentation. Okay.
Yeah,
So you
41.
see the, okay. Actually, this right side image where you see the red dots,
Yeah.
is it visible, the red dots?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. These are the pressure tapings on all sides. The animation only shows on all around, front and back and everywhere. So from where the simultaneous measurement of the surface pressure while the wind is blowing are captured, and they are sent through a data acquisition system, very sophisticated instrumentation at Sydney wind tunnel, such high that it acquires the wind tunnel wind pressure data at almost 1000 samples per second, and from all 360-degree means at a 10-degree variation, 36 angles, so 36 directions, 726 tapes, and 1000 sample per second. That amount of the data was captured for many configurations, and then the analysis has been done. So maybe separately sometime we have a wind tunnel testing lecture, and that time we'll see more details of that. But a thorough wind tunnel testing has been done for the cladding pressures, means on the skin, as well as on the trident behavior. All these things I have compiled in a document like this, and this paper, making of a monument engineering 351 feet tall steel concrete hybrid structure. It contains everything about this, what I'm speaking, everything. And this document I will share with the ICI NDC, which then you can share with the members also. There is nothing confidential. Whatever has been done has been explained. It has been published at many places. So I can share the technical information with all, all the technical people for their benefit.
Thank
This
you,
is the
sir.
slices. Another challenging. Hello. Are you able to see the sliced image?
Yes, sir. Yes.
We can see, we can see.
Yeah.
So the next was the construction. Till now, I was talking only about the analysis, the design analysis of the thing. Okay, we have designed, we have finalized the sections and this and that. But now comes the challenge of how to cast, how to make this skin of a 351 feet high. So for that, the entire statue has been subdivided to small 5 feet high slices, and then these slices are fed into a you can say robotic arm controlled CNC machine, where high density thermocol EPS is slabs, big EPS slabs are fed in. Our sculptor Naresh Kumarji has got an excellent, wonderful machine, which probably very few people in the country might be having, I believe. And there the exact shape is cut in that machine, and then further detailing I'll show you. But right now I'll show the challenges. These are the foundation and shear walls in the structure, and computational fluid dynamics also done. Not in a structural engineering thing, but from the perspective of the statue, because there's a large volume inside. So from the ventilation studies, we have decided some cutouts in the skin, which should not obstruct, which should not otherwise affect the beauty and aesthetics of the statue. So they were placed at such places from where the ventilation can be properly achieved. And you can see in the statue near the chest, behind the hair of Lord Shiva, those cutouts have been introduced for proper ventilation of the internal. Then as I was saying, after doing that scaling and slicing, then a huge 1:1 scale dummy has been made in Manesar, near us, in Manesar, Gurgaon, ahead of Gurgaon. This you see here in the middle is not the actual statue. This is dummy of the statue, full scale dummy, which has been made in Manesar using thermocol. And each and every component has been made from that machine, CNC controlled, and then arranged, over which glass fiber has been laid, and then glass fiber molds of about say 6 millimeter thick glass fiber of about say 5 by 5 or 5 by 7 kind of the size.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
It's not looking clear actually. Is it like that, or some loading issue is there?
No. I'm showing now the slides.
Slides only. That figure is not clearly visible. Some shady, like actually some sketchy type. Maybe not fully loaded, or some problem is there.
No. Let me stop sharing and reshare. That will help us better.
Yes, sir.
I'll do it again. Yeah, that should be good. No. There seems to be some browser open. That's the problem. Yes, this browser should stop. Now it is okay. Okay, what you see now?
No, even now the alphabets in your screen, they're not clear.
Not clear, sir.
Yeah, the slides are not clear. We can see something, but we cannot read. Alphabets are not clear.
Still not clear?
No, sir.
No.
Oh, but
Maybe you might have stopped
my
other.
screen is quite clear.
So this is maybe because of network issue.
Is it?
Yes, sir. It's a
But
possibility.
on my side, it is full signal. Mhm. Should I?
So try resharing it.
Okay, okay, okay. How is it now?
No, sir, it's not readable.
Again, same thing.
Not readable still.
Yeah, it's blurred basically.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
It's
not better.
readable now,
It's getting
sir.
better.
It's
It's
clear
getting
now.
better. Yeah.
Acha.
Now it's better.
Maybe
Yeah.
it was loading that time.
Now it's okay.
Is this okay?
Yeah, yeah. Now it's okay. Yeah.
Excellent. So we were here on this slide. Is this?
Yeah. Now we can see it. Yeah. Please
Okay.
go.
So the middle one, what you see is a dummy made out of thermocol on which the glass fiber has been laid, and small pieces of say 5 by 5 or 5 by 6 or 7 kind of the sizes as mold have been drawn, and they were numbered in sequence, and then they were transported to Nathdwara from here to cast here, like this is the dummy, and to cast the skin. You can see the concrete skin here, and the formwork, and this is the glass fiber mold formwork is there, and then concreting has been done. Now with the glass fiber, these kind of mold with the geometry, another challenge is you can't remove the formwork of a lower level when you have casted the upper level. You have to go at least 3-4 levels above, then only you can remove the lower level. That is the important. So for that, precaution was taken that all the joints we use are green cutting, because we are from the concrete field. We all understand the meaning of the green cutting. So green cutting has been done at every joint, full perimeter. Then only the next concrete has been poured, and curing has been done for almost 45 days of each layer. For say 14 to 28 days, depending on the environment, intense curing has been done. And friends, though most of us know about the concrete, but for the younger ones, I would like to advise that in concrete structure, curing plays a very critical role. And in the normal structure also, we always specify 28 days curing. As per the IS code also, we should follow that. It gives an enormous strength to the concrete against cracking. What fine cracks we see, and a long-term durability as well. So from the durability point of view, it's very, very important.
And have you placed any kind of reinforcement also inside in the skin?
Yeah. There is a reinforcement, corrosion resistant reinforcement, depending for two things. One was for the wind pressure, and second was for the temperature, because it was a continuous skin. That is why we use M40 concrete in the complete skin.
And what was the slump? You must have used a higher slump.
I'll just show you the data.
Yeah, SCC we are using, sir.
Yeah. These are the data of the concrete for durability and other things. Whatever has been used in the concrete, they designed from the engineering college Kota. Using Alcofine, we made it. All the ingredients procured from the nearby area, and then these are as per the IS code recommendations. Well tested for the durability. I hope these are readable things.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll even share the PDF of this presentation so that you can share with the members for.
Yes, sir.
So this is how it was taken from a longer side. These are some of the concrete elements you can see in the entire statue. Structural fabrication and erection work done on the side by establishing an excellent workshop. These are the different pictures and the process of the fabrication thing. All quality control as mentioned in IS 800 fabrication and other tolerance limits for all the material. The most important thing was the entire statue has been designed as per the Indian standards. IS code has been followed for everything, everywhere, honestly and dedicatedly, and got very good results. I'm sure. I'll say that the provisions given in IS codes are really good as far as a long-term durability and a good product is a good structure we expect to be achieved. This is how the statue from a higher side considered, using the skin form. You can see the concrete core is going up, then the structural steel were going a little low, and then the skin were going further low. So that was the sequence. This is how it has been taken. Then trident. So the lower portion means the vertical cylindrical part is a concrete part of the trident. And above that, you see the Trishul part is an MS structure. By itself, the Trishul weighs around 55 to 60 metric ton. And it was not possible to erect that in a single piece from bottom to the top. So that was erected in pieces. But there was another challenge at that level, because at that height, there was strong wind which was blowing. Now to overcome that strong wind, because you can't do the welding or connection, even working was difficult, because creating a platform was a challenge. So a platform was created, some protection was also given, and then the connection and welding, everything was done for the trident to make it a complete Trishul there, like this. In the right hand picture you see, and then covered with the skin. These are some of the very challenging part. If you see this thing, this joint, where the left leg is coming over the right knee and the right hand is also coming here. Now this point is the most complex joint of the structure, most complex, because this hand, right hand is free till this joint is cast. This left leg is free till this is cast. So to make it happen, this is at a height of 140 feet from the ground, and a huge structure. So to make it stable and safe, an enormous scaffolding has been done. Shapurji got the scaffolding also designed and executed wonderfully. If you see the pictures of the scaffolding, they are amazing. Wonderful experience to do that. There's an excellent story also. When this right hand was completely cast and finished, I'll show you that story also. I'll tell you. But you can see each and every feature you see here. This crescent moon, the snake portion, the snake which is coming above the shoulder, these hair, complete Lord Shiva ke hair, jo puri jataएं, these eyes, this eye you can see. Again, it is cast in situ concrete. Everything. All these features, curves, ups and downs, everything is cast in. And then this metallic color, I'll tell you about that.
City.
Okay, we'll go to that. Things have been narrated in this small video. This is the fully constructed Lord Shiva's. The time-lapse photography actually. You can see people standing right on the top and the size working there. This is copper metallizing 50 micron on the skin for further protection and durability. This copper metallizing has to be redone after a few years because the color will change. So it has to be redone. It has been named as Statue of Belief. Beautiful night, very good lighting is there. This project so far has, once it is constructed, when we go there, we really feel, we believe that whatever engineering we have learned, whatever engineering has been done, is able to make or create such a gigantic structure, which is really giving us a confidence and happiness. So that has been recognized, and you can see several awards, including ICI Outstanding Concrete Structure Award has also been given to us, to Shapurji. And for innovative design, we have also received this, you see here, receiving the award at Bangalore in the ICI convention. This is the award. And as a mark of honor, ICI has also published the statue photograph on the cover page of that journal March issue. Then this is an excellent award from ACC, Simplex Biennial Award for Innovative Structural Design. This is a purely structural engineering award given to us. And this is how it looks as on date, through ages, right from beginning to now. International standing, if we see, Sada Patel 182 meter, then Spring Temple Buddha 153, then Unapu Debakshu 120, and then comes this statue, fourth tallest in the world and tallest Shiva statue in the world. This is, however, they are all standing statues, and this is a sitting, so this is much more complex. And in the quantity terms also, in the size also, this is biggest in terms of that. We are standing, myself, Mr. Munish Nasa, and Mr. Ashok Singh. Ashok Singh was also the project charge and taking care of everything. So we are right at the 351 feet height, right on the top of the statue. We are there when more or less the things were over. So with a happiness and satisfaction on our faces. So this is all about the presentation, and we can certainly have some technical questions and discussions. My contact details are given here, which people can always write to me, either WhatsApp me or that for any of the queries. And I'll share this presentation and that document also for the benefit of everybody. Thank you, friends. Thank you very much. I'll just stop sharing here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for a nice presentation and very useful, interesting information about this statue.
Thank you.
In fact, I have seen one statue, sir, of Shiva at Murdeshwara near in Karnataka. That's on the west coast actually. It's a pilgrimage temple. Murdeshwara, it's the name. And some, I think 125 feet Shiva, Lord Shiva temple height means the statue. All similar, looking similar actually. Not so high, but looking similar. Maybe you must have visited that also. Just across the on the west coast and very close to sea shore.
India has got, and we are now going to have Lord Rama statue in Ayodhya, which is going to be the world's tallest.
In fact, the Gopuram of the temple is very tallest, one of the tallest to Gopurams. So that way it is very famous actually. So, but sir, now I got some questions, sir. But Lakshmi Parameshwara, shall I ask questions, sir? Shall I read questions for you?
Yeah, before technical, we will see this small video of 3.5 minutes.
Sure, sir. Yeah. Definitely, sir. Yeah.
Please.
जय हो शंकरा आदिदेव शंकरा तेरे जाप के बिना चले ये सांस किस तरह मेरा कर्म तू ही जाने क्या बुरा है क्या भला तेरे रास्ते पे मैं तो आंख मूंद के चला तेरे नाम की जोत ने सारा हर लिया तमस्मरा नमो नमो जी शंकर भोलेनाथ शंकर जय त्रिलोकनाथ शंभो शिवाय शंकर नमो नमो जी शंकर भोलेनाथ शंकर रुद्रदेव हे महेश्वर सृष्टि के जन्म से भी पहले तेरा वास था ये जग रहे या ना रहे रहेगी तेरी आस था सीपियों की ओट में मोतिया हो जिस तरह मेरे मन में शंकरा तू बसा है उस तरह मुझे भरम था जो है मेरा था कभी नहीं मेरा
अभी पूरा हुआ नहीं शायद।
हेलो सर।
पूरा हो गया सर, इतना ही वीडियो था।
अच्छा,
Okay.
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. In fact, as you said, the construction of statues is very complex and challenging.
challenging.
In kinds of construction of a bridge or a building, etc. In fact, we have listened to the construction of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel statue also. So we have listened to so many complexities and all during its construction.
True.
Yes, sir. Sir, shall I ask the questions, sir? Shall I start the question session?
Yes, please.
Yeah, yes, sir. In fact, Dr. Lakshmi Parmeshwaran, she complimented your lecture, sir, for the complex
Thank you.
design of various statues, and she has given compliments to you. And she asked the question, sir. Even my question also almost was similar. How the design life of 250 years was ensured during the design? Even I would have asked the same question if nobody would have asked actually.
See, primarily for life of a structure to be designed, to be decided, first of all, you need to assess or evaluate the occurrence of load, their design value for that period. So for that, we have used the for wind return period concept and the site specific data. From this, for seismic, we have considered we were not having any, you can say, very specific information that whether there can be what PGA can be there. So we have taken a higher value of peak ground acceleration. Namely, from the past several years experience that in that area what maximum PGA has occurred. So beyond that even we have gone. So that is from the load perspective, lateral forces. The second one is from the durability perspective. So the concrete skin is the material which is going to degrade in that. So for that we did extensive testing of the concrete, and that way we have ensured that this concrete will have a good resistance against the weathering for long. Third was about the foundation stability. So that is why we did the rock anchoring. For that we published a paper also in the Indian Geotechnical Conference last year, 2020 IGC.
Okay, sir. The question was how that number of years was ensured. Means that was the question basically. So
that is about the loading we considered as per 250 years of the life.
I see.
All the loads we applied as per that. And
What about durability, sir?
Durability of the concrete, we tested all the concrete mix which used. It was all tested before using for the durability in the you can say that various types of solutions of acid and all that.
Okay. Thanks, sir. One more question, sir. It is by Mr. Madhusudan Sroti. Trident seems to be tied with Lord Shiva in one direction at that height to reduce its unsupported height. Is it so?
Pardon?
The trident seems to be tied with Lord Shiva's snake in one direction at that height to reduce its unsupported height. Is it so?
No, basically that snake has to pass through like that. The overall dimensions of snake are very, very less as compared to the trident or the Lord Shiva. So it is not imparting any stiffness in that direction significantly. So it is not supporting. And in the entire analysis, we haven't considered the support from the snake.
Yes, sir.
If at all in future the scenario that trident oscillates so violently, then that snake member will break or may undergo some yielding. It is a MS pipe, fabricated MS pipe.
Okay. Thank you, sir. One more question, sir. You use the word green cutting. When Shanmukha Sirisha asked, what is the green cutting means?
I am not very much competent person as compared to the people, my colleagues sitting here from ICI, but I'll just explain for the benefit of Shirisha that when the concrete is poured and when the next pour has to be done, for ensuring the proper bond between the two, it is very important that the concrete surface is not only rough, but it is porous enough and it is ready to get bonded with the next. So what we did, once the concrete is poured and vibrated, it is a self-compacted concrete, so no vibration. Slurry was there on the top. If that slurry remains there, then it will become a weak joint. So what we did, we used the high pressure water jet to remove all that slurry from the top and left the rough aggregate, exposed aggregates there. That was the green cutting of the concrete. After pouring, after 3-4 hours or like that, we did this water jet cleaning. So the entire surface was rough with the exposed aggregates. That helped the next layer to bond properly without you can say a separation joint there.
Cold joint. Cold joint. Yeah.
Correct.
So
that green cutting is done almost in all the important structures.
Means you have removed the
water tanks. It should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have removed the latest layer. What is called in concrete technology? Latest layer. That's called latence. Latest layer you have removed from the surface.
Yes, exactly. Latence layer has been removed.
Yeah. That's what. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, sir. Sir, one more question, sir. How the sequence of concreting was decided? Very challenging work. That Lakshmi Parmeshwaran asks again. How the sequence of concreting was decided?
Primarily, we did the entire one level, one perimeter of 1.5 meter in one go.
Okay.
And once that is done, then there was a gap of about, say, a week or 10 days till we put the next level of the formwork, and then did the next. And once the 3 or 4 layers are done, then only the lower level formwork was removed. That's it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, one more question, sir, from Mr. B.B. Wadhwaji. How shuttering for external surface concreting was done?
See, as I explained, that shuttering for external shape were all done using the glass fiber mold. Full scale dummy used and glass fiber molds were made, and those glass fiber molds were used as the external shuttering. Internal shuttering was the plain ply, but external was all glass fiber, which if a similar next Shiva statue is to be made anywhere, they have been preserved. Like, I'll just give the information that the sponsor, Mr. Madan Paliwalji, the owner of Miraj Group, he proposes to make another 12 more such Lord Shiva statues at 12 Jyotirlingas. That was his original concept. So for that, this is a huge expenditure, very expensive farm work. This is almost, I think, 7 crore rupees for the cost of these farm works.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, one more question, sir. Mr. Mohan Ramanathan is our friend from Chennai. I think I met him during one of the conferences. He is one of the interested recycled concrete aggregate. So he asked a question, sir. Did you consider shortcutting to the skin, for the skin? How did you move the forms up? How did you, suppose 3 questions. How did you continuously change the outer form shape as the structure grew? 3 questions. First question.
First question was about the short gritting.
Yeah.
See, for small statues, we are using short gritting. Even for the Lord Hanumanji at Solan, we use short gritting. Faridabad Hanumanji, the short gritting was used. Where the skin is not considered as structural, there we have used the short gritting, because there is no guarantee of the quality over the wearing and the height and all that. So if it is only a skin covering, then short gritting is okay. But for a 2 lakh square foot area, this was considered to be much better. And first time this technique of glass fiber mold was used in a project of a statue kind of thing. And now this is being used more and more in many statues. And it is proving to be very effective, very good. Though it is a bit expensive, but it gives very good result as you need not do any external shaping, which is otherwise not durable. If I use shortcreting, then to give that shape, I have to do the external working, apply some non-structural material, which is not going to last for even 50 years. So now it is a complete concrete. You saw the ear, kundal, eyes, those hair, everything is concrete only. M40 concrete. Nothing has been chipped up, nothing has been added, nothing.
Dr. Saab, I have a small question.
Sir, two more questions are there, sir.
There are two
Just a
more
minute, sir.
questions there.
How did you
Second
move the
question was
forms of
how the form. See, the forms for the external skin were removed and means they were not to be reused. A form for one place was for that place only. So we were just going on stacking the forms one above the other, and when removed they will be stored. But for the concrete core walls, there was a jump form shuttering.
I have a small
Third
question.
one, sir. How did you continuously change the outer form shape as the structure grew? Sorry, man, sir. The last question from his side. So,
As the structure,
how did you continuously change the outer form shape as the structure grew?
that is what I said. The entire dummy was made in the thermocol, the fiberglass molds were of the actual shape. So we just use them one over another.
Okay.
We did not change a particular mold, means we did not use a particular mold piece at second place.
Okay.
Used and kept aside. That's all. Mayank
Mayank, bata, pujiye.
Oh, thank you. It's a very interesting lecture. I just
Thank
want
you.
to know about that. You have done so much, self-compacting concrete with such a high fluidity. So did you find any bulging and all that because the formworks are of, after all, fiberglass?
Formworks were stiffened from outside. All the formworks of that 5 by 5 feet area, they were stiffened at the edges, and there was a cross bracing on the backside of them.
Okay.
Otherwise, bulging would surely have happened.
Yeah.
But we knew that it is going to happen, and that's why we restricted the size to that small one, 5 by 5. And then there was a bracing done.
Yeah.
Bamboo was used outside, MS members were used, and they were pasted on the formwork from outside.
How could you stop the joints, from leaking and all that because of such a high flow?
Those joints had the, you can say, those stiffening angle kind of things of the glass fiber, and then they were both bolted together.
It's a male female type.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they were like angle shape.
Okay, like that. Right.
Sir, one question is there, sir, from Sri Krishna Bind.
Pardon?
What is the process of redosing of admixture with the concrete mix slump reduced and the maximum limit of admixture redose? In concrete, sir, the admixture is to be redosed to maintain its slump. So, what is the process of redosing of admixture with the concrete mix slump reduced? And what is the maximum limit of admixture redose?
Rajesh Mehta ji agar hain abhi, so I think he can reply, because I was not there on the site regularly. So those challenges I might not be aware. Probably if Mehta ji is there on the group, and then if he can reply this about the redosing of the concrete, or Munish Nasa ji if they can.
Okay, sir.
But probably because we appointed a concrete technologist specifically on the project to take care of day-to-day issues of this kind. Even daily the temperature monitoring and everything was.
Yeah. Hello.
Hey, Mehta ji is there.
Mehta ji hai, yeah, he is there.
Very good, sir.
Yes, sir.
बताइए concrete के जो daily variations और slump control करने के challenges थे, वो आपने किस तरह से overcome किए?
Yeah, actually, every day we were checking the moisture content in aggregate sand and 10-20 mm, and the temperature of the ambient temperature also we were measuring, and then accordingly we were adjusting the water. We were adjusting admixture. We used same what was in the self-compacting concrete mix design.
Have you use redosing also?
Yeah, actually, we were maximum this self-compacting concrete we were doing in night shift. So in daytime we were avoiding this concrete. So we were using this tower crane and shoot trimming. So with that we were using this and again this FRP molds and plywood, we were using tie rods also, so that there is no bulging.
And that is additional point. I was not aware.
That was additional with the Waller.
So
and
while
tie
working in
rod.
night, probably the temperature variations and the redosing requirements may not have been that much.
Yes.
Thank you, Rajesh ji.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I think we have come to the all the questions we have answered, it seems. And sir, my question is, how you have chosen CRS? Miss, did you consider any corrosion probabilities in that area? Why the CRS was chosen actually? You have used
Longevity.
sir,
Longevity. Purely longevity.
longevity.
See, we were trying to use everything good or
Okay.
better than the other. So in reinforcement, when the matter came, rather than normal reinforcement, we went for a CRS. Though
Okay.
later on, we got to know that the CRS which is manufactured or available is means not very means no proven results are there for this, unless and until you are
Right.
quoted. राजेश जी,
Correct.
हमने मेहता जी कोटिंग की थी उसके ऊपर या जो मैन्युफैक्चर्ड सीआरएस है वो लिया था?
नहीं, मैन्युफैक्चर टाटा का हमने CRS स्टील ही लिया था, हमने उसको कोई कोटिंग नहीं की।
Okay. Sir, because why I'm asking is, in Calcutta, sir, in I think Ircon temple, something like that, they have used stainless steel to prevent. I think they wanted to design. They designed for the 150 to 200 years actually. That's why I'm asking this question, sir. Means why CRS was chosen and yeah.
Nathdwara, otherwise Nathdwara doesn't have any aggressive environment.
Exactly. Yeah.
It is
Yes.
only
Yes.
primarily from the longevity point of view. Very good
Okay.
environment surrounding, neat, clean. There is no issue.
Very hot environment.
Except
and,
the hot, except the temperature variation, there is no other challenge.
right.
और कोई polluting कोई industry भी ऐसी नहीं है आसपास, इसीलिए that's why.
I think there
So
is
you
no-
must take the precautions to prevent shrinkage cracks and all, right? In the concrete.
That's why I said extensive curing, green cutting, good concrete mix design, durability checks, like night concreting and all those things
I
we
see.
did.
28 days curing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you have to do that.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
If you visit the site,
Yeah.
if you visit the site and touch the surface, the skin,
Yes.
you really feel good. It's absolutely fantastic work done.
Definitely.
Similarly, why is that copper coating, sir? I mean, so any reason for that, or first covering
One is the color, aesthetic color. Second is the durability, additional durability.
Okay.
If there are any fine cracks, something, there will be all bridge. And the color of Lord Shiva, they wanted that hillock below is also artificial hillock, so that is giving a snow color. See the white, that snowy color, and over that Lord Shiva in the copper color sitting.
No, sir. Why I'm asking this question, sir? Copper, I said, na. In fact, when you attach two like different metals, like copper or silver, steel, the steel will undergo corrosion actually under good conditions of wetting and all. So that way,
But this is not going to come in contact with the steel anywhere. It is only on the concrete external skin.
okay,
A very
But it
simple,
was
very
a-
thin, 40-50 micron.
sir.
Yeah, it was we just mild sand blasted this concrete surface and we applied 99.99% zinc metal. It was metallizing.
Where steel
metal
bar? Huh? Steel bar.
Oh, yeah, on
No,
the
on
skin,
concrete surface.
on the concrete
Concrete
surface, on
surface.
the
Okay,
skin.
okay.
It was zinc which we coated, hot zinc. That temperature was around 800 degrees centigrade, and then we separate that zinc. It comes in wire shape, and with heat and compressed air, it was applied as a paint on the surface.
Okay.
So that was around 80 to 90 micron of zinc layer was there on concrete surface.
Okay.
And then it was acrylic paint in copper shade. Since it was owner's requirement, it should look like a copper finish. So it was applied copper on that acrylic paint, washable.
So we request Rajesh Mehta ji to also give one presentation of this, how they applied and all that. It's very worth knowing.
Yes, sir. That's
Sure,
right.
sir. It is if I'll get chance. I'll show you that metallizing part.
The
also.
chance is already,
Definitely, sir. You are ready, sir.
given to you. Please,
We have videos.
prepare.
Sure,
Definitely,
sure.
sir.
I'll prepare.
Please
I'll
be
prepare
ready.
that
Please
present-
be ready.
Sure,
Yes,
sure.
sir.
Definitely, sir.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. I think we've come to the end of the questions actually. So now it's my duty to present a vote of thanks with the permission of our chairman, Mr. Singhal, sir. Sir, can I go ahead?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Sir, sir, excellent presentation by Dr. Abhay Gupta, sir, followed
Thank
by
you.
intervention by many enthusiastic participants. It's my proud privilege to propose a vote of thanks. I thank today's speaker, Dr. Abhay Gupta ji, for an excellent presentation on 351 height Lord Shiva statue. Thank you, Dr. Abhay Gupta ji. It's for sparing your time and the keen interest you have shown and taken to present this lecture. My thanks to Engineer Vinay Gupta also, sir, President of ICI. Although he is not here today, he is away in Bangalore to attend the ICI meetings actually. But his well wishes are always there with us. So thank to Engineer Vinay Gupta, sir. And my thanks to Ms. Supadeep sir, Vice President ICI North, for presenting the activities of ICI. And he is the one to tell all people, he is the one actually who suggested this lecture and speaker for today actually. So many thanks to Supadeep sir for this kind of help actually. And my thanks to our partners, Mr. CE and CR and Mrs. Reward Media Private Limited for organizing this webinar very impeccably. And also, but not the least, a profuse thanks to all the participants who showed interest in this lecture and participating in a good number. My deep compliments to Engineer Rajeev Singhal sir, Chairman ICI NDC New Delhi Center, and Engineer Mayank Rawal ji, Vice Chairman ICI NDC, and Sri Madhava ji, our Treasurer sir, for their never-ending support and encouragement to organize these lectures on very important topics on concrete technology by eminent speakers and industry. In fact, we have planned webinar lectures on contemporary topics on all forthcoming Saturdays. The timings are same 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. On next Saturday, on 2nd of October, at the same time, we are organizing a webinar lecture by Mr. Raghunath Patil, Head of Technical Services, Mrs. Nuvoco Vistas Corporation Limited, on the topic case studies on RMC, various challenging projects. The brochure will be circulated very soon. I request all of you to show similar enthusiasm and attend all our lectures and make them a success. I thank you all once again. I take your leaves are here. Thank you very much. Bye. Jai Hind.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you all, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.